Um, Hello and good evening or good morning, wherever you may be on the planet Earth. My name is Danielle Thompson. I'm the eldest of two, and I am currently going to college for business administration. And I am currently writing a series of books called The Bird Couple. And it's a unique book because it's dealing with a whole bunch of different things going on at the same time. And so far, for the first book, I've had people that have liked it big time and what have you. For the second book, we're working on second and third books. You might as well say we're working on. You'll have to excuse me for a quick moment. I have my duty to do. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very good. Living. Gotta take my pills. Now, these are important because these maintain me my mind. So once I take these, I'll be good for the night. Except for doing my diabetic testing. Oh, I lost a viewer. Ah, that was good. Now, we're going to cover my books, and they were called The Bird Couple, and they're called The Bird Couple because that's what I wanted to call them. The first book is Bird Couple. The second book is The Bird Couple Chapter 2. I'm debating. I want to make the books nice and long, and I want to make them interesting. The first book is 19 pages long. I can email it to you if you want it. I'm not charging for the first book. If you want to read the first email address or my Gmail address, and we can go that way and we can do that. We can do Hangouts, we can do whatever. My object with the first book is to get me out, get me known, get me accepted. If people like me, well then okay. They may think about buying my second book. My second book is only going to be $5. That's all it's going to be. And what you're going to do is when you write out the $5 check, or we may do PayPal, I'm debating about it, you will make it out to Jewelry by Danny Lee Thompson, my business. And you will send it in to there, and that will be good for getting books. Books I send online do not have my signature on them. Books I send offline, the manuscripts I send offline, will have my signature on the front page saying, "This is me. Hello, Danielle Thompson." I know I don't look the best right now. Well, we're not going to get into that subject. But what we're getting into is we're going to get into the first issue of The Bird Couple. Now, The Bird Couple is very interesting. It has three main human characters and four main animals. Now, the three main human characters is Julio, Sonia, Danielle. The four animals are Lemon, Zoe, Celine, Lycan. That's the four animals. So altogether, there's seven basic characters that are going to be interacting throughout the stories, and it's very interesting. Now, the stories start by going into the home. It's on a snowy night. Julio comes home from the work. He's had a hard day at work. He's thinking of all he can think about is laying on the floor and playing with the cats. Playing with the cats. That's all he's thinking about. He gets to the door, opens the door, and here comes Sonia. Boom! Right into his arms. Don't even give him a chance to get his jacket off. She's right there. Boom! And he's covered with snow, and she gets a little chilled, so he opens his jacket and covers her with the jacket to warm her up. Then they both step in the house, and he closes the door, and he can smell a pot roast cooking, a homemade pot roast. And he goes, He's like, I hope you got enough for me. I worked hard today. And Daniel says, go and change and get back up here. So Julio goes down. This is just a synopsis. Julio goes down to his bedroom, which is in the basement. His and Sonia's bedroom. They're a married couple, by the way. And he changes real quick. As he starts coming out, there is Laman. What was it, Celine? Celine. Celine was at the doorway. He almost stepped on her. So he stopped in mid-track, bent down, petted her, said, good girl. He shooed her aside, and then boop, upstairs he came like a bat out of hell for food. Now, in the kitchen. Now, the kitchen's very nice. The kitchen is huge. Okay, it's a nice galley kitchen. It's got a center island, and it's got lights above the center island, and it's got a dishwasher and a glass top stove, microwave above the stove, which is vented, by the way. It's got the double sink for washing dishes. One washes dishes, one rinses them, and boom, you put them away. I'm trying to think what else. Now, in that book comes a little shocker that nails everyone. And I'm not going to ruin the surprise. It's a surprise, so I'm letting it be. You guess. You want to find out? You got to get the book. It goes into the descriptions of the three humans. Well, two humans, not the third. It also does a lot of talking on different topics. The occult, horror, sci-fi, LGBT, romance, you name it, it's in there. I'm throwing everything in there to make it good. I have the publishers that are looking for me to make a contract with them to basically say, yes, I want this, or no, I don't, or yes, I do, or no, I don't, and all this other kind of stuff. I tell you that when I get my contracts going and I get to having a lot of sales on books 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then I'm going to start a new series. I've already got that one in my mind, already thinking, I'm already contemplating it. And that one is basically talking about what I do during the day, my life. That's what it's called. I've already started the book. It's called My Life. And that is a good book and it's a good read. And I hope people will enjoy it. I'm putting down in my words, not big social words or anything like that. Now, chapter 2 deals with the company. Now, I'm not going to go into the company, but I'm going to tell you the company. The company comes to the house. The first thing they send is an animal that runs into the house. Well, actually, the animal's in the shed, hiding. The character goes out, sees the animal, starts to back up. The animal lunges and he bear hugs it. And he could hear its chest breaking. And it drops to the down. No movement at the time, drops down to the ground. So he goes quickly to the house, he was supposed to be snow blowing, and when he gets there, Sonia thinks that he's been hurt. Because he's got blood on his jacket. He says, no, 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 no. He explains she looked out in the yard, and Danielle looked out in the yard and said, oh my God. And just as oh my God got sent, the animal stood up. And when it stood up, the animal actually did move towards the house. Now, Julio comes in, slams the door shut, and holds the door. And Daniel runs to the back of the house to do a special area and pulls a switch, opens the door, and calls for Sonia to get in and Julio to get in. Well, just as Julio starts to get in, he's running the second person. The dog, the animal, breaks through the door. I mean, blows the door apart. Just blows the door apart. And the animal's big. It's probably, I would have to say, stands 4 feet tall on all four. Has its skin dripping off of it, like it's been in this great fire or a great cookout or something, and the skin's just dripping off it and dripping off it and dripping off it. And what happens is Danielle gets into the room where she opened, and she grabs a crossbow and she loads it with a bolt. And she comes running out and tells everyone to move. They move. She goes like this. She's pointing at the animal and ping! She lets it have a bolt. Now, the bolt's about that long. It's about a 12-inch bolt, 12 to 18-inch bolt. It goes through the animal, pinning it down to the ground. Well, at the same time, Julio had ran in the back, grabbed his favorite weapon, came out, and opened fire on the dog, splattering the skull of that dog all over. That dog ain't going nowhere. Well, just then the local PD comes. And they come looking in, asking these stupid questions and all this other stuff, like what happened. I mean, you can't see there's this animal pinned down by a crossbow bolt on the middle of the hallway. Hello? Real common sense here, people. So what happens next is the police go walking towards the dog, and the dog starts to move. And one officer goes, oh, hell no. He takes his revolver and bang, 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 shoots it, and the damn thing still moves. Daniel goes, grabs another crossbow bolt, puts it in the crossbow, primes the crossbow, goes like this and says, you're done, bang. All over for the dog. That was it. The bolt went right through his skull, pinning it right to the ground. No more, 2 bolts, that's it, done, dead. It ain't moving. Julio is in between the room where Sonia and Daniel have gone and the police. As Julio starts to move towards going to the back of the area, a police officer stops him and says, hey, where do you think you're going? And Julio says, well, I'm going with them. And the officer says, oh, no, you're not. You're staying with us. He says, no, I'm going with them. And Julio starts to raise his weapon at the police officer. And then, just as he's starting to do that, another officer, a so-called officer, walks in, a doctor, and he says, has anyone been bit? They say no. They look at Julio and they said, take off your coats. He goes, what? Because we need your coat. Oh, hello, Virginia Gilbert. Hello, my dear girlfriend. Hello. Sorry I didn't notice you earlier, but I was chatting away here, telling about the story and how it's getting good and the second book. I don't know if you did a playback, but if you do a playback, you'll hear everything I've been talking about. I'm talking about the books, and the reason why I want this to be is because I am a writer. I've been writing for about 2 months now, total of 2 months or a month, something like that. Hello. Hello. How you doing? Yeah, I'm home. Uh.